Good morning, everybody. We're wrapping up another week here with everything that's going on. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy days to give this video a look. This video will be a little bit interesting. We'll get to the drawing at the end. Like I mentioned in the last video, this will be a little bit different on what we're giving away today for a prize. So I want to start this off with a conversation. What if I told you that I have a product to replace your Stihl EMT with? Now, this product is 3 times heavier and it costs more. I'm guessing nobody's very interested in something that weighs more and costs more than what you're already using. But now let's take it the other direction. What if I told you I had a product that costs less and weighs 1/3 of your Stihl EMT that you use every day? What I'm talking about here is aluminum EMT, guys. So you may or may not be familiar with aluminum EMT. There are some changes coming to aluminum EMT in the next 30 to 60 days that are going to make it a little more appealing to you, and we'll get to that. But aluminum EMT, we'll start with this, is roughly 10% less in cost and weighs about 1/3 of traditional Stihl EMT. So as you can see in the picture that's coming up here, just to give you a good idea of the weight, you can see all these bundles this gentleman's carrying. So that'll give you an idea on the weight. There are some differences in aluminum EMT and some different things that you're going to have to do to install it properly, which we'll talk about directly here. We do stock aluminum EMT. If I don't have enough on my shelf for your needs, I can certainly get that. We get that out of Indianapolis. Our aluminum EMT comes to us by way of Lester Sales. So, I spent a lot of time with Jeff Albright over at Lester Sales talking about this product. This is something he very much believes in. So, it certainly warrants you at least exploring the option. And I'll show you how we can explore that option a little bit easier for you. In your email, I've attached some general information on the aluminum EMT. If you get a chance, please take a look at that. There are some differences, like I had said, that I do want to address right away, so at least you have all the information available to you. The first thing we look at when we look at aluminum EMT is how it corrodes. So the corrosion values are going to be much greater than traditional Stihl EMT. We've all seen Stihl EMT with the rust on it, so we eliminate that problem when we transfer over and start using aluminum. You can still use standard fittings, which is what we suggest. Those are what are going to be readily available. So your typical Stihl EMT connectors, coupling, set screw, compression, those will all work just fine with it. And you'll see in the attachments that I gave you how the NEC addresses that. One thing I want to make sure everybody's aware of when we're using the smaller sizes, so specifically we're talking about 3/4 here, you are going to need to use a fiberglass fish tape. Now, that's not to say that if you have a nice new steel fish tape, it's not going to work, but we do find that the fiberglass fish tape is much easier for pulling your wire through the smaller sizes. Now, when we get to the bigger sizes, and you're putting these on triple nickels or table benders or however you're going to bend this stuff, they find that if you squirt it with a little WD-40, it makes that process a lot easier. It'll bend just fine. A little squirt of WD-40 on your shoe helps it slide through there much easier. So we do stock this at All-Phase. We can get more out of Indianapolis. Lester has stock. And we also want to make you aware they also have aluminum rigid aluminum rigid. So the rigid is going to be quite a bit more cost savings, and obviously the weight is going to be drastically different. So we feel the biggest benefit to this stuff, or one of the biggest benefits, is the weight, which we hope saves you some labor. So here's a few pictures that are going to come up here showing you some of the aluminum EMT and what it looks like installed. So when you look at it, it does have a different sheen to it. So you're not going to want to necessarily run it right next to Stihl EMT if you're wanting to match everything. So it does have a little bit of a different finish to it, so it doesn't look exactly the same. So that being said, guys, we'll get right onto our drawing now. So last week we had talked about I didn't show you what you're going to win. So the drawing for this video is the winner of this will get a free sample of the aluminum EMT. We're going to ship a bundle of this out to your shop for you to try, a bundle of 100 feet, and the winner to that is everybody. So what we're going to do is over the next week and a half, however long this takes us, we are going to ship each one of you guys to your shop a bundle of the aluminum EMT to try. So I very highly encourage you to get that into somebody's hands, get it into a journeyman, see how it bends. The first thing you're going to hear from them is, I can't put my magnet on it. So you have to, when you're bending a 90 up, you're going to have to hold your level on there. But that aside, people are telling me that it bends a little bit easier. The way it draws back after you bend it there is a little bit of a learning curve on there. Like literally after you bend 190, you'll get accustomed to that. It doesn't flex back the same way that steel does. I think you're going to like it a little bit better, actually. So again, we're going to get a bundle of this out to all of you. Give us a little bit of time to do that. We're going to wait till we're in your area and throw it on one of our trucks. With everything that's going on right now, we are a little short-staffed in our deliveries, so give us a little bit of time, but you will all be receiving a bundle of that. So pretty happy to get that out to you. That's courtesy of Shamrock Conduit and Lester Sales. So thank you, Lester, very much for providing the samples for this. That shows a pretty big commitment from Lester and how much they believe in this product, in my opinion. We're going to give out well over 1,000 feet just from my accounts, just so you guys can try this stuff. So thank you very much, Jeff. Drawing for next week, guys, we got one of these hats from Emergilite, our friends over at Emergilite, going with an all-phase tumbler. So get on there on this YouTube link and tell me you watched it. Shoot me a text, shoot me an email. I'll make sure I get that out to you. Just as a reminder, the Nashville promo's still going on, so we'll finish that up at the end of June. We're piling up those entries, guys. I very much appreciate that. Any order over $500. This is for our Indianapolis and Lafayette locations. The winner of that will get a free weekend in Nashville. And don't forget, all these little drawings, we keep adding those names up, and there'll be a grand prize at the end of June, or whenever we're back to making sales calls. We'll draw a name for a couple free gun classes. So keep letting me know you watch this, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's extremely valuable. Everybody in the field, thank you for what you do, and we hope to see you all again soon. Thank you very much.